So good morning, active traders. This is our Trading the Open live room session for August the 4th, 2022. I'm Ken Calhoun, your host. Our biggest runner in the pre-market had been coin, and I called it long starting at 80.6 for our members. So if you got a piece of it, great. This would be a good place to sell. Other ones of interest to us include Ameritrade if it bounces over the 5.5 there. Again, the long triggers are right here. LCID if it gets over 18.4. AMC if it gets over 19.2. DraftKings did a little drop there if it gets over, let's do 17.30 on that one. And more. Now one of my favorite inverses is UVXY. So I'm going to put a hard stop on that at the 1027. Actually, I put a 6-cent trail stop on it. Okay, so that's good for that. All right, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Flawless victory. The market's open. Let's see who runs earlier than others. Sophie, the long call's way up there at 8. Well, right at 8:30. We're almost there. LCID starts to light up. 18.4 is our long call. We're in the process of getting over that now. 18.60 would be the next long. And use a hard stop at, say, 18.20. Exit target would be around 19-ish. UVXY is starting to light up. Our next long calls, I'm currently in 500 that I'd bought pre-market. I'm just using really tight 6-cent trailing stops. So that's uber tight to make sure I get out sooner rather than later if it drops. Next longs are at 10.45. And above. I've got a sequence of orders set at 10.45, 10.52, 10.60, and 10.70. And I'm currently in 500 shares with a very tight 6. That's as tight as I get. That's like a 6-cent trail. So if it drops, I'll still be in good shape. It'll sell me out with a small move up. Now let's see what else is out there in our wide world of charts. Coinbase continues to skyrocket on up to new highs, currently at 113 on the inside. Next long would be over the one. I called it long for you guys starting at 80.6, and I had like 3 other orders or 3 other triggers in the pre-market, all of which paid off handsomely if anyone took it. Next long would be 116.40. And with the chart that spiked this, that would be high risk though. We'll see where it goes. 116.40 with no more than a $1 trailing stop on something with this much volatility. UVXY is starting to light up. 10.45 would be our long call for this. We shall see. See, Smart Trader already mentioned Labu. Long call is 10.10, and I've got an order to buy at 10.10 in Labu with a trailing stop on that. 10.10 in Labu. Other inverse plays include SOXs and SQs, both of which are moving up nicely. SOXs has a little stronger volatility to it. We'll see if it's able to keep going. I'm in some cold too now. I bought some cold. KOLD, long call is 14.6. And that just triggered. So KOLD, if you're not in it yet, you might want to go long over the 1480 in KOLD. Now I really am keen on short crude oil. The SCO chart looks brilliant up here. Anywhere over the 25.6 makes sense. I've got a long set up at 25.7. So I'd use 25.7 as the entry. 25.40 is a protective stop. And I would use, say, 26.40, 26.50, about $1 would be an exit target on that chart. Another good chart in motion for all of you is AMC, currently at 19.27 on the inside. Our long trigger was 19.20. I'd use 19 as a protective stop. Next long would be up over the 19.50. Okay, I'm back out of my UVXY. Well, that worked out for a bit there. Next long is 10.45. And that's good. That's right above the peak there. So I like that idea. 1038 by 1033. So for example, if I want to put an order, conditional order, let's do 1038 by 1030. So I'll go long if it gets over 1038 and put a hard stop at 1030. And that's how you put that order in the book. A live, real money trade order. And just a few hundred. All right, what else do we have in motion? Sophie looks good. SOFI is currently up at a 2-day high breakout pattern. Our long call was 830, and if you took it, congrats. Trail a stop at break even. Exit target would be up near 880 or so. Next long would be over the 850 if it breaks out over that. So SOFI looking good. Hey, thanks, Mick, on the calls. Let's see what else is going on here. Our long buy is Soxel's trying to get her groove on. Our long call is 22 and a quarter, way up there, and that's where I've got my order is 22.25. So I'm going to be a little skeptical about this and wait. If you want to get in early, you could try 21.80 or 85 with a hard stop at 21.6. Coin's getting cashed in. Bada bing. You might want to short it. I called this short much earlier. If you're not short, if you are short this thing, great. Put a cover stop at 107. Next short would be a loss of the 106. It's a 105.4. Cover stop at 107. So 105.40 would be your next short. I would not be playing a bounce in this or a long play. I think it's about done here. Now something that's in the process of going up. We got quite a few charts for you today. I still like short crude. I'm going to be buying at 25.7 myself if it goes up there. So 25.7, the long call for short crude. I'm currently still just in cold with the trailing stop on that. Let's see, what's my trail stop? We got 40. Let's tighten that up to a dime. Coins halted. Now Sophie looks good, right? Our long call was 830. Now this illustrates the value of my strategy of using break-even stops. So if something goes up a little bit, say I called it at 830. If you got to fill, great, you're up 9 cents or whatever, 10 cents. Always, when you see this pattern where you get in and it runs up a bit, that's great, but tighten the stop to break even to the 830. So if you bought 830, it's a dime in the money. That's great. It's not really enough of a in the money to take the profit. It's only 10 cents. So you want to take profit at 30, 40, 50 cents and above, unrealized P&L. But once it's at least 10 cents, 15 cents in the money, at that point it's very, very valuable to tighten in your stop to break even. That gives you so many opportunities to throw a lot of darts at the frickin' market with great risk-reward numbers because you're in the money. You trail a stop at scratch, and that way if it craps up and goes back down, it doesn't cost you anything. Now our AMC is starting to work out. 1920 was my long call. If you bought that, great. You're up. Now see, for example, this one, you're up 44 cents, 45 cents in the money. So this one you would take profit sooner rather than use a break-even exit. I called it long at 1920, and congratulations, you too won, thanks to Calhoun's call. But the trick is, sell it all if it gets under 19.6. Because I want you to book a minimum 40-cent profit. Whenever you're 40 cents or plus in the money, you do want to tighten up a trailing stop to just about break even on that chart. So I'm buying back in UVXY here soon at 1038, and then 45, and then 52. So if UVXY lights up, we're back in like Flynn, baby. I know it's like a big whoop so far, but when it does get to be a big whoop, it really gets to be a big whoop. So do I have any order flow? I don't have orders for SQs. Let's put those in. going to buy me some SQs at 37.20. Hard stop at 36.97. Okay, I play it tight. Okay, so SQs I'm going to buy starting at 37.20. Light it up, baby. Boom! Flawless victory. Now let's also hit SOXs, all right? I'm doing these orders off screen because I don't want to clutter up my charts. Let's see, we're 35.84. Let's do 36.05. That's just a whole number breakout. SOXS, long at 36.05. Hard stop, 35. I have to put 7 down there for now. If I'm going to do that, let's do 35. 35.90 by 70. I usually don't buy 9s, but this one's pretty volatile, so if it lights up, we'll take it. It looks like LiveView stopped me out because I bought the 10 and I used something like a 10 or 12 cent trail stop or whatever, so that would have got me out in their scratch. Dang it. Well, next long would be 10.30. I still like the 10.10. Actually, I'll put it a little higher. I'll enter 10.12, hard stop 10.02. You can play it tighter than that if you want. So I'm going to buy 10.12. Okay, so that's the next entry in LabVIEW is 10.12. We'll hack away at it. We'll see where it goes. LCID's looking good. Thanks to Trader for mentioning that. From our smart trader Mick, we called the 1840. It's starting to work out. Boom. But what do? If you bought the 1840, congratulations, you're in the money, but only temporarily. For that reason, you tighten up a trailing stop to break even. Okay, so if you bought the 18.4, use that as your stop value. So it's a scratch exit. Exit target, like I said, is right near 19. So if it gets up to like 1880, 1890, you might want to either sell it or trail the stop really tight. Hey, coin got unhalted and it's dropping like a mother trucker, right? Now I said to short up here at the 108.4. So if you took that short call, congratulations. But audience interaction, where would you cover it? Where would you put a cover on this? Where would you tighten up your trailing cover stop to? If you shorted where I said to up there at the 108, congratulations, you're $7 in the money. The trick is covering out before it runs back up again. I would use right here, or say 104 at the most. 104 would be your exit. So cover it all. If you shorted the 108.40, great, but cover it all if it gets back to 104. Next short would be a loss of the 100. It's say 99.40 or so. But now it looks like it's going to bounce and chop. So if I were short, I would cover some of it now and be sure to be all out by 104. Now, does that make for a good bounce? This thing's already ran so far. I would not be playing pivots in this. Now, I could be wrong. It may run right back up to 116. But personally, I think something that ran from 80 to 116 is a bit overcooked. And continued shorting is the correct way to trade this instrument. Under the 100 would be the next short at 99.4. Oh, thanks, Mick, on Marathon, yeah. Remember I mentioned Marathon is a sympathy play to coin. Wow, you're right. Remember I said long at 1340 in the pre-market, if anyone listened. Yeah, Marathon. Actually, Marathon, I would play this thing over 15. Definitely Marathon over 15. I like 15.05.